Absolutely. Transparency is a must in democracy. But fundamentally, do you think the election process is rigged, that vote chori is happening?
Well, look, there are challenges and data speaks louder than words. This is a generation which wants evidence and they believe in data. Like Mr. Mukesh Ambani always says, data is the new oil. So I guess if there is data coming, let's have a debate on it. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but why shouldn't we debate something? And just because you debate it, that doesn't mean you're challenging somebody. If it's a democracy, you must debate. It's the way you ask a question. You don't have to be arrogant and rude. You can be still polite and still get the same outcome. So I see no reason why we can't have a debate on data.
But the same data also gave the Congress party 99 seats. It gave you results of the kind that nobody had expected, none of the polls had predicted in Maharashtra. That same data led your alliance, the opposition, INDIA, to say that the Modi government was in the next election going to be thrown out. How can that data be questioned then?
No, my point is start with me. I have said कि अगर आपको वोट चोरी की इंक्वायरी करनी है तो मेरे सीट से ही शुरू करिए. Why should I point fingers at other people? And please remember, when you point one finger at others, there are three fingers which are pointing to you directly, always. So start with yourself. So if you want to check the vote chori story, let's correlate it with my Lok Sabha and the new Vidhan Sabha and correlate the story. So start with yourself first. So I would like to start with myself first. And let's see where it is goes.
In your seat, do you think vote chori has happened?
Well, I won by 1,58,000, and in my constituency, I'm not saying there's vote chori. I'm saying data driven. I'm not saying hai nahi hai. Look, unless I can prove it completely, it's not fair to make an allegation to anybody for that matter. So my point is that the votes went up by 1,63,000. Maybe it's a coincidence that I won by 158 and the votes that have gone up in Vidhan Sabha is 1,63,000. So the difference is only a 5,000, but it is huge. It's not even a jump, it's a leap. So no harm in finding out. And the challenge is now anybody can just punch in and register their vote. There's very little, homework being done or being challenged as how it has been done. The paperwork is very, very weak. And some names have come 6 and 7 times. Well, the constitution gives you one vote, me one vote, Alia Bhatt also one vote. So we are all equal, right? So I think we should all be fair and our name only should be registered once. So we need to clean up the system if it has gaps.
But if that was indeed the case, Baramati was a prestige contest. At that time, both sides pulled out all stops. And yet you won. Not only did you win by a handsome margin, like you said, of close to 1.6 lakh votes, you were leading in all the assembly segments. How would that have been possible? In such a prestige contest, they would have made you lose by rigging the contest.
Should I tell you, for me, winning an election is not prestige. For me, my job is service. So I don't get into this jingoism that you see on TV, itne se aage pad rahe and all that. That is very dramatic for my personality, first of all. Because an election is not, how do I tell you, it's a service, it's a job that you, I got into it because I thought I wanted to serve the people of this nation. So there's no glamour or there's no prestige in it. In a job which is service, you have to be honest. And just dedicate your time to serving to make your lives better. What is policy? Policy is to make your lives better. That's why we make policy. That's what being an MP is all about. It's not just going into the building. It's about what you do inside the building.
Correct. But the same election commission conducted the elections which you won. And won handsomely.
Yeah, but
so where was the rigging there?
But nobody is challenging any individuals. We are challenging a marking system. A lot of times, you go to the board exams and you ask for rechecking, right? You feel you've got more marks and you haven't got enough marks. So if you can ask for rechecking, so can we. And nothing wrong in asking for rechecking, right? Okay. And that doesn't mean that we're all in the right or wrong. Let's have a debate. And in a democracy, what's wrong in asking questions? Didn't all your parents and your teacher always tell you ki don't be ashamed of asking questions? It doesn't matter. Somebody may laugh at you. So what? It's better than being unpad. Puchne se to कुछ समझ में ही तो आएगा ना. What is wrong in asking questions?
But
Nothing
in
wrong.
principle,
but
अगर-
politely, हाँ, little polite.
पर इन प्रिंसिपल अगर महाराष्ट्र के युवा आपसे पूछे कि सुप्रिया जी अगर इतना खराबी है तो वोट डाले कि ना डाले, ये
नहीं,
चल रहा है ना सिस्टम, तो
ऐसा
ठीक है
कोई
ना?
खराब नहीं कह रहा है. Not at all. Please don't think it's खराब. Not at all. All we are saying कि there are question marks. So the election commission may tell it's like a board exam. कोई नहीं कह रहा है कि CBSE खराब है, SSC खराब है, IB खराब है या ICSE खराब है. वो नहीं कह रहा है. हम सिर्फ कह रहे हैं रीचेकिंग करवाइए. That doesn't mean the system is bad. You go to your teacher, no, in college. कि मैडम you've cut my half mark, my admission will not go through. Please मुझे आधा मार्क दे दीजिए, मेरी लाइफ बन जाएगी. So what's wrong? And if you can do it, so can we.
But
We are
ma'am,
only asking for transparency and accountability. That's all we are asking for. There's nothing wrong in that.
ma'am, that is a reasonable stand to have. But I'll be very honest with you. When we see the discourse right now, the allegation being made is not just कि कुछ गड़बड़ियां हैं. गड़बड़ियां हर सिस्टम में हो सकती है, गड़बड़ियों को सुधारना भी चाहिए.
सुधारना चाहिए.
आज जो डिस्कोर्स है, इलेक्शन कमीशन चोर है, इलेक्शन कमीशन रिग कर रहा है, ये मिला हुआ है, पूरा हाईजैक, डेमोक्रेसी हैज बीन हाईजैक्ड. आई विल आस्क यू सिंपली, has democracy and the electoral process been hijacked by the BJP according to you?
You know, I would not like to take a party's name for the reason that I don't think even Rahul ji has said that this party has done it. We are asking, we are not saying ICSE has been controlled by somebody. We are saying there's a problem in the ICSE system or CBSE or IB or whatever. So all we are saying is that if there are challenging by data driven raised by people, the election commission should just reply. What's wrong with that?
Okay.
I think we are all on a self-improvement journey, right? There was a time when somebody criticized me, I would go home and feel so bad and think, why is that person criticizing me? Now I feel, please criticize me. Do you know why? Because that gives me a sense to improve myself. So then if I made a mistake in my last interview and somebody criticized me, I'm so happy. Because then I don't repeat the same mistake again. And so your parents are your biggest critics. Why does your mother tell you, तुमने ये क्यों किया? Because she loves you the most. That's why she or your father is your best critic. So value it. I take criticism the best because I value it. That person is my well-wisher. And it keeps you relevant also, because if he's going on and on and on every day about you, that means you matter, right? Otherwise, why would you criticize? Think about it. So take it as a compliment. And be on a self-improvement journey.
The demographics of our country and of our voters